Hi YouTube, an update on the battery cable install on the 68 Fastback. So I've got the batteries run from the custom trunk mount that we finished up last week. Got all my grounding in place. So at the trunk, videoed the assembly on how I built the battery mount. I've got the ground installed on the negative at the trunk. The battery lead comes with, or the ground lead comes with an additional, I'm guessing that's like an 8 gauge that I've got just tacked in a little 1/4-20 bolt there, and it's grounded there. And then I ran both cables through the car up over the wheel well, and I'll give you the perspective from the driver's side. Comes up and over the wheel well, and I've got some mounts there that I made just to hold it secure and keep it off the wheel well from chafing and vibrating around in there loosely, so they are secure. Just made some like 3/16 plate, bent it up and tapped in a 1032. I guess those are the tubing clamps that I use, similar to the fuel line underneath. And I'll probably add some tape at those locations around there just from some additional chafing protection. And I don't know if you can see on the Mustang, there's a bulkhead through that's got protection on it. So that's actually set up for wires for anti-chafing there. So it runs through that bulkhead. Then I ran both cables through the door sill plates, or under the door sill plates above the rocker panel. So these are some door sill plate. Both positive and negative run through here. And I will be adding a little bit of chafing right here, something to just protect that positive wire. And then similarly over here where they run through this area here, I've got to add some chafing protection here as well. You come up through and then through the bulkhead firewall. And then I've got some inserts that go in those to take up the slack in there, but I needed the additional room to pull the terminal heads through there. So I have some pieces of rubber, smaller grommets that tighten those up, and then I'll just use some urethane and seal them in. So it'll be nice and secure. And then on the engine compartment side, I haven't fastened it on the engine compartment side yet. I'm gonna wait till I have everything out of the engine compartment, then I can do a better job. And this is, I don't know if you can see it, but I made up a mounting plate that houses my solenoid, along with American Auto Wire. I've got their circuit board here and fuse. It's kind of, I guess it's a fuse block, I guess, but it's also acts as a place to land some power output. And then this whole plate unbolts, and then both my fan relays are right here. So I have a dual fan set up. Both relays are right there, and they're fuses. And those wires will then drop down and feed across to the fans. So on the 67 and 68, there are some air vents right here where the battery would take air. This is the battery would normally be. I filled all those in, butt welded all the sheet metal and ground it clean and smooth. So that's all sealed up now. So that acts like a bulkhead for basically landing all my power. And then I'm gonna raise the car up and I'll show you what's going on underneath as far as grounding. Okay, so Sorry for that slow process. All right, so this is where I grounded the car. The main single lot wire comes in. I believe this is either 1/2 or 7/16. And then I had to fabricate. I didn't have to, I could have put a different size terminal on here, but I wanted to grab my grounding strap here too. So I made this a 3/8. I welded that on and ground it all smooth so it's clean. So you can drive this in, basically bolt it in nice and tight, and then you can lock up the single lot wire to this and then the grounding strap. And then I welded up just a stud down here. So I've got the chassis now grounded at the, basically at the front frame rail. And then I'm probably also going to ground it at the firewall too. So plenty of grounding here. And yep, and this is, I'll show you that underside here. That's the Rod Custom front end suspension with sway bar. Everything's mocked up. And I don't know if you can see it here, but basically I made a bridge across for wiring so I can keep the wiring down low. And that will allow me to back feed the wires to feed the fans, and also brings my power across. Anything I got a bridge down low, I didn't want to bring it up top. So basically just acts like a bridge, and that bolts in there on both sides. It's removable. So anyway, that's battery cables are all done, and I think that was one of the last things I was going to do here, and then start pulling this thing apart. Hopefully get the engine and transmission out, and then do the brake lines, the front and rear brake lines, and I think that's it. So anyway, hope you guys are all safe and well, and have a great day. Bye.